I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but I'm just worried that the impression they have of me already is of someone who's not compatible with James.
What's it gonna be?
I'm rocking with some of the things that these ladies have said. If my mom sends the wrong woman home, this can get real sticky.
I am side-eyeing casting and production because at the end of the day, my question is, are we eliminating these girls because they're not aligned with the guys, or eliminating them because we're only bringing them in as a diversity sort of hire or recruit for the show? Because make it make sense. I understand Martha going home, but I don't understand Chisum. Chisum was amazing. There was no need for her to go home. They should have spoken to her more. If his mother really wanted to know more about her, she should have taken her aside and had a conversation. And then that photo shoot. Oh my God, I have so many questions. I am side-eyeing the girls because it's becoming more competitive sport. It's becoming Hunger Games, and it's not about people really looking for love. It seems more about people wanting to be chosen. That's the impression that I get. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Somebody's Son, Season 1, Episode 2. This show, when I started watching it, I thought, oh my God, what am I watching? But it's not bad, actually. It's not bad. Anyway, we have, it's episode 2. Martha was sent home. Really sad that she was sent home. Anyway, Josh and Auntie Oma are just hanging around. They're just reflecting on the elimination and sort of discussing whether it was a good decision. I think because of the way Martha behaved, as she left when she was asked for a hug, Joshua now agrees with his aunt, because initially he had said she'll stay till the end, but I think her tantramic sort of made him change his mind. You have the 3 remaining girls, so you have Tamira, Lexi, and Shambril, I think. They are just sitting. They're really comfortable and enjoying themselves. There's a bond, sort of a sisterhood, which I think initially I liked Martha, but with the way she behaved, I think had she stayed, she would have created a lot of tension, and there would have been a lot of sort of strife amongst the girls. So I'm happy that they're getting along, and they're actually talking about, their favorite drinks, and it seems like they're about to arrange a girl date and leave poor Joshua out. Anyway, Josh and his aunt received a text message to say that, there will be a photo shoot, an impromptu photo shoot. His aunt is going to direct it because she's standing in for his mom, and then she's going to choose who he goes on a date with, which is really cute that, at least he has family there to sort of guide his decision making. And I think being very close with his aunt, I assume she's consulting him before she makes any decision, and then on camera she's pretending as though she's the one who's making the decision. So they go and they see the girls, and they tell the girls about the photo shoot. At least today, Shambrel is dressed better, not on the initial episode 1. Oh my God, her outfit wasn't it. So they're told about the impromptu photo shoot, they're told about the date, and then they're offered the opportunity to go and change. So the girls run to change. They're really cutesy. I like Lexi. I know she's a single mom with 2 kids, and this is something Joshua was worried about, but I think she would actually make a perfect match for him, because she seems more sort of grounded, because she was like, oh, I don't even know what to do. I'm not really into photo shoots and stuff. Whereas people like Tamira were excited. They said, this is my jam. I can't wait, to get going. And it's like, this is going to be interesting. I love the dynamics, and I love how easygoing everything is. I don't know what's going to happen when the next person moves in. So we get to meet the next person, the next guy to go through the process, the experiment, and it's James. He's coming in with his mom, who is Chelsea. I hope I pronounced that correct. He is 30. He's a cybersecurity engineer. He wants a partner to build a legacy. Everybody wants to build a legacy. I don't know who's going to buy from who, because everybody wants to be selling something or making something so that they make money. Anyway, his mom is sort of worried as to why did he bring her in, but also she's happy because she says he's tended to bring in a lot of rescues, and she's had to pray 2 of his ex-girlfriends away, and she's worried that her son wears his heart on his sleeve, so it's easily broken. And so, they get to receive the message that, he will go on the first date with all 4 girls while his mom sits back and watches, and then she'll come in. And unlike Auntie Oma, his mom means business. She's got a notepad. She's taking notes. She's hypercritical, and it's like, oh my God. Anyway, the first girl to come in is Devon. She is 31. She's an entrepreneur. She is looking for someone's son who is a God-fearing man. She's also into property investment, and she's done a lot of pageants. So she's won a lot of pageantry competitions, and she's also very impressed, with the way that James looks. So she calls him her new boo. He seems happy. He seems very receptive and very kind. I get where his mom is coming from when she says he wears his heart on his sleeve. Next in is Sambrina. Sambrine. She is 29. She's a property manager. She wants someone who's family orientated. She, spends most of her time with her family. She loves to travel. She likes to go out, and she also says she loves to cook, which really it gets his mom excited, because she wants someone who can cook, because it seems most of his previous partners haven't known how to cook. So she had the idea that she's able to cook. That makes his mom happy, although she's worried that the girl has got a piercing. And it's like, oh my God, I can only imagine the way she would have reacted had one of the girls walked in dressed like Sambria, because she would have passed out, and they would have needed paramedics come and, recess because of the way she's hypercritical. Next to come in is Alicia. She is 25. She's a digital marketing coordinator. She's looking for someone who's chivalrous. She says she's very picky, and she loves to work nightlife. She looks cute, but the problem is he is 30 years old, and she is the youngest of the girls. And you can tell that she's stunning. Don't get me wrong. Even the other girls notice it. But at the same time, I don't think she has the emotional intelligence as the other girls. So I don't know whether he's going to be looking for someone who's physically appeasing, or whether he wants someone with emotional intelligence. If he is looking for that, I don't think she's it for him. If he wants a good time, then definitely. Next up, I want to know, does Owen have a contract with, Nigerians? Because this is the second Nigerian American that they have. So they bring in Chisum. She's Igbo. She's an IT consultant who also works as a fitness instructor. She wants someone who's goal orientated. She's stunning. She's stunning. And you can tell she's very... She because I don't know what word I'm looking for, because she comes in, they start to have a conversation, then he asks her, do you want us to go out? And she helps him carry the drinks and stuff, because some of the girls, I have a feeling, would have said, that's not my job, I'm not a waitress. But she was very hospitable, so she carried the glasses out, and she was saying, this is a bit awkward because everybody else is settled in and I'm coming in carrying glasses. She introduces herself, and then when she talks about the fact that she's an IT consultant, you can see that James is impressed, because he said, this is someone he would meet in his field, so he's excited at that idea. I hope he picks her. I love the fact that she's just coming dressed naturally. You would never be able to tell where she's from, unlike the previous girl, Martha, from the last episode. Her makeup is very minimal. The dressing is amazing. And so I'm surprised his mom didn't say more, but I like her. Hopefully she doesn't let me down like Martha last week. So now that all the girls are here, they are asked to come inside. And when they come inside, you have James go and have a chat with his mum. After having a chat with his mum, he then receives a message to say he can bring her out to meet the girls. So the mum comes out to meet the girls, and the girls are taken aback, because initially he just says there's another girl coming in. So they were waiting to see who the other girl was. And then instructs his mum, and so they're introduced to his mum, and she says they have an icebreaker game to play. And everyone is shaken because they didn't expect this. They were thinking that they were just coming in to sit down and have a conversation with this guy. They didn't realize they were meeting his mum. Anyway, they sit at the table, and the mum has a bowl that she picks out cards to sort of read out. The first one is, what was your longest relationship like? Chisum is asked to answer first. She says, her last relationship, or her longest relationship, was 3 years. It was very lovely. And the mum notes that Chisum is very reserved. And that's because Chisum actually explained that, in the Nigerian culture, you don't get to meet the mum unless the relationship is very serious. So it seems she has been brought up on the Nigerian values and beliefs, and so she's more reserved as compared to Martha, who I think is more westernized. Next up, the next question is, Bree is the next one to answer. Bree says she waited until she was 25 to date. She's a pastor's kid, so because of that, she grew up in a very strict household. She yaps on and on and on and on for a bit, and then eventually comes back to her relationship was a year long, and it taught her to sort of compromise. She apologizes for being long-winded, but she says this is who she is. The mom notes that she is very long-winded, and she side-eyes her for a bit. I don't think his mom likes Brie at all. I really don't think so. Next question is, should you and your partner have a joint or separate account? We have Alicia say, she would want them to at least have one joint account for the bills and everything, but everything else she would be fine with it not being joint, because she says she's an independent woman, but she likes security. So she wants to know that, there is money there to pay the bills that come up. Next question is, tell me about your parents. She asks Chisum. Chisum says, her parents are Nigerian born, but most of all their children, it seems, were born in the US. Two of her siblings were born in Memphis. She's very reserved and very quiet, which is really sad, because this is going to, kick her out of the competition when she seems like a very nice girl. You have Sabrine. She says, she is very close to her parents, as she sees her parents very regularly, and they're open books. Her parents know everything that's going on with her. And last question is, what is your relationship with God? And so you have, she asks her son James to say, tell me about you. And he says, his mom is a preacher, so he's more or less a PK, a pastor's kid. His mom battled cancer, and that really was an eye-opener for him. Then they go into this back and forth about parking spaces and stuff. And I didn't quite understand whether it was an inside joke or something that they were continuing from somewhere else. It didn't make sense. But then, because she spoke about her cancer, Alicia also felt the need to chime in to say her mom battled cancer, breast cancer, so she can relate. She talks about the fact that her mom is religious, but her dad is spiritual. This rubs, James's mom the wrong way. I don't think James's mom really likes Alicia. I think she's putting up with Alicia because she's someone who's been brought there. But I think if she had her way, I wouldn't be surprised if she kicked Alicia out first, regardless of the fact that her son seems to really like her. I don't know how I feel about the photo shoot, because you had Joshua and the girls have a photo shoot, and some of it was classy, some of it was a bit borderline trashy. That's just my opinion. First to go up was Lexi. She was decently dressed. I love the way she was dressed. She was wearing a long pair of trousers. Yes, she had a bodysuit, but it still looked cute and classy. They took pictures in the kitchen by the sink. He sat her on the counter, and it was really classy and very sexy. And you had Lexi saying, oh my God, I love this. I didn't know washing dishes could be sexy. So I loved it. I really thought it was really classy and sexy, and they really had very good chemistry. And because of that, you now had everyone else wanting to outdo that, because Chambril, I think, went over the top. There was no need for the kissing. Yes, they were on the staircase, but some of it was a bit too much. I think she was trying to be sexy, but in being sexy, she went over the top, because at the end of the day, she could have pretended to kiss him. She didn't need to kiss him. I don't know whether she thought that would score her brownie points, because the winner, obviously, of the photo shoot is going to get a private date with him. Last was Tamira. She had a photo shoot by a pool table. It was cute, but it was awkward. It was awkward. It was really awkward. And then you now had Joshua wanting to kiss her. And I give her credit for saying no, because she said at the end of the day, he's kissed everybody else, and then he's coming back to kiss me. I don't want to be kissed after he's kissed Chambrel. So, hey, kudos. And I appreciate him for respecting that. After the game, obviously, you had, James and Shalise go and have a conversation about the girls. And the problem is, I think, sadly, for Chisum was being very respectful and very reserved. And in doing that, sadly, that was undoing, in my opinion, because his mom kept asking her questions and she gave very limited answers. I don't know whether she felt she was being respectful and didn't know that she was being judged on first impressions, because you had her being very reserved, and then you had Brivan very vocal, very outspoken. So I'm pleasantly surprised with the results. I really think Chisum deserves to stay. I think she was way better than most of the girls, but that's just my opinion. So first off, We had Bruvon, she was kept in, she was the first to be told you're safe. And then you had Sabrina, she was told you were safe. Because it seems she sort of aligns on certain things with James, but the problem is she spends a lot of time with her family, and this was his sticking point. And then we all knew he liked Alicia. I think he likes the aesthetics of Alicia, but the maturity is what he's going to realize that it's lacking. I love that when Chisum was told that, that's the end of the road, she took it like a champ, and she just said to him, you have 3 amazing girls and I hope you find your person. But then I love the snickering smile she made as the car drove off, because that's his loss. I have a feeling he's going to look for her because they're in the same field. So I have a feeling he's going to look for her when this doesn't work out. I don't think either of the girls that are left are his type, or I don't think either one of them is going to work out. I think they're there for the drama. They're there for the toxicity, which is reality TV gold. But at the end of the day, I don't think they're ideal matches for him. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 1. Bye guys.